Well, hello there, this is Diamond from Diamond Shine Soap. Guys, I'm so excited to see you today. Now listen, y'all about to see me a whole lot. Let me tell you why. So this what happened. I gotta tell y'all the story. So I started a Patreon and I was just hiding that Patreon, and I was like, when I put 10 classes on there, I'll publish it, you know, and then I will continue to just add 3 classes a day until it becomes like a big library, and that's what I'm doing now. And so I was like, okay, you know, so I just hit publish, but I wasn't thinking like, okay, somebody gonna find this Patreon, somebody gonna find it. Honey, they went and found it and just started joining. So at this moment, we have over 20 Patreons. It's only been a day. So it just made me work. It made me work to bring exactly what I was planning on, intending on bringing to the table when I started the Patreon. All right, so today we're going to be doing a room spray. Now listen, this is going to be in the Patreon. I was gonna make this video private, but I was like, you know what, let me just make it public and tell people what we doing and, you know, not hide it or whatever the case may be, or just, you know, have it going on behind the scenes. I just want to make it public. So I will put the link in the description box to the Patreon. It's just starting, so I'm just like pretty much uploading stuff all day. I just launched it yesterday, okay? So we are going to do a room spray today. Now this room spray in particular is going to be a very good room spray. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the base that we're going to be using. So we're not going to be using like polysorbate and all of that kind of stuff. You know how you make a mixture of witch hazel and that. We're not doing that because people died when they went to Walmart and picked up room spray and it had grew mold inside of it. So when it comes down to creating it myself, I really I don't like the idea of it. So we just gonna do it this way. We're gonna do it with the base, and the base and everything that you need to make the room spray will be found on the Patreon. Now guys, listen, we're gonna be doing it with the base, and we're gonna be doing it at 9%. This is a base that I have not used on the channel, but this is the best base out there. Now I gotta give you guys heads up, some fragrance oils will bond and some fragrance oils will not bond. And what I notice is when it don't bond, you'll kind of see like you'll put it inside of the jar or Pyrex or whatever you mixing with, and you'll just see it bead up. Like you'll just see like little oil spots seep into the top, or sometimes it'll just sit at the very bottom, and that means that it did not bond. You know, when it completely bonds, I'm going to show you guys what it looked like, and it's good. You don't have to worry about it. Some formulas, some fragrances may come out clear, some may be a little cloudy, but it will bond. So you just have to go with, to me, this is what I did, an amber. If you go with an amber jar, you know, you can kind of hide and conceal that cloudiness. Some of them that you know that's gonna come out clear, you can use a clear jar with. So you can just kind of mix it up. Like some use amber, some use black jars, some people use metal jars. In the Patreon, I'm gonna put a link to the supplier that sells like the metal jars and stuff like that. I don't shop on Etsy, you know, and I have to go to real suppliers. I don't like the idea of paying $16.99 or $18 for 6 bottles. Like, to me, you can't stay in business paying those kind of prices. I like China prices. And if I can't get China prices, I want to get darn near close to it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with this room spray. I'm going to be using some Candle Science Amber Nior. This is going to be the first time I actually use this fragrance in anything. I don't know. I don't know if I used it in soap or something before, but we're just going to go ahead and we're going to use this Candle Science. Let's go. Let's get right into it. Okay, so I had these bottles for quite some time. They work really good. They never gave me any issues. The only thing is some people said that it leaked around the neck. If you find that it leak around the neck, just go and take this apart and just clip the bottom with a pair of scissors. Just kind of nip it a little bit, not too much, and take a little bit of the bottom off, and it should fit perfectly in there. You won't have to worry about the leaking around the neck. But like I said, I never had any issues with these bottles. Okay, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our fragrance oil into the Pyrex. Okay, so I'm going. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my room spray. Come on. All right, there we go. All right, cool. Okay, all right, so we got it. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add about, we're gonna use 9% fragrance in this. Now, not all spray bases you can use 9%, but this one in particular, you can use 9% in, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and just put 9%. Okay, all right, so when you first spray it in there, it is going to look a little cloudy. So what you have to do is you have to go ahead and just give it a little stir and just kind of combine it and just kind of test this fragrance oil out and make sure that this is good and it's compatible with this particular base, because not all fragrance oils are compatible with this base. Okay, so I'm just go ahead and just give it a little stir. Okay, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like right now, because it will clear up a little bit more, but this is what it looked like right now at the moment. Okay, so it's just kind of going through the process. Oh, okay, it's kind of going through the process, going through the stage of clearing up. So you just have to give it some time. You have to give it some time and just let it sit for a little bit, and it will clear up. If it don't clear up, then that means that the fragrance oil is just going to leave it a little bit cloudy. Some of them will leave it clear, completely clear. So it just depends on the actual fragrance oil. But as you can see, it did bind. It's binded, but it just may not be clear. But you just leave this sitting for about 30 minutes and come back, and then you'll determine whether or not it's clear or cloudy. But don't determine it just by stirring it up right then and there. So I'm gonna just stir mine up a little bit more, and I'm gonna sit it here and I'm gonna come back. So now listen, if you come down to the point where you are binding this together and you see oil residue resting on the top, you know, just try it out. I encourage you, just try it out. I'm not giving you a specific recipe, but I will say this: you can buy some polysorbate 20 or you could buy the polysorbate 80, either one, and or just, you know, buy both and try and see which one works best for you, and just add drops at a time, and just kind of take a notebook and put it on there, like how many drops you use, because sometimes that helps the oil and the water or the base, so to speak, not water, to combine more, you know. So okay, so I've never really used any other fragrances inside a room spray base besides like Candle Science and Flaming Candle, you know. I'm going to use another type of fragrance, and I'm going to go ahead and add it while we're waiting on this to clear up a little bit more. We'll go ahead and add some to this. Now, the reason why I did this is because I didn't want it to leak. But let me just go ahead and use this particular top so it won't leak. I don't like to waste fragrance, okay? All right. And remember, I told you we're using it at a 9%. Okay, there it is. Okay. So this is another fragrance oil that I'm using. And I wanted you guys to see the difference, because some fragrances will leave it cloudy for a while and it will take a while. and some fragrances will just kind of clear up quicker, and you'll see it just clear. Okay, I had to do it this way so you can see both ways, guys, and that's why I was just kind of leaving that one sitting so you guys can see. And it will help you to know, like, okay, so if it's not crystal clear, then I'm just going to use the amber bottle, but it's bonded, it's fine, it's good, it's usable. It's just not a crystal clear type of fragrance, okay? And then I use this right here, which is Maple Street. And you see that Maple Street is more clear. You know, it's way more clear. So if you put both of them up to each other and kind of do a comparison, you see that one is more cloudy than the other, okay? Now, I'm not promoting any fragrance company or anything like that, but I'm just letting y'all know that some fragrances, not saying that it's the company, because we may use another one for Maple Street and it may be cloudy. Some fragrances will respond different to the base, okay? So this one is crystal clear, and this one I'm just leaving sitting for a little bit longer just to see if it clear up a little bit, but ultimately it's just going to be a little bit more cloudy. So my suggestion to you is to use dark bottles for some fragrances, and some fragrances you can use clear. Okay, so that makes it very simple. All right, guys, so we are going to put some into a bottle. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of this into a bottle because this one is good for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some, this is Fruity Rings. So this is one of them fragrances that everybody love. I mean, everybody love Fruity Rings. They get on my nerves about that Fruity Rings. Okay, now my whole house gonna smell like Fruity Rings. That's why I made a little bit of it, because I ain't really want too much. Okay, so I just poured. So make sure you get you some funnels, some smaller funnels, so you can just kind of just pour it into a funnel, and it makes it easier to get into a bottle. Okay. All right, so now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is take a paper towel. You can use this as perfume. You don't have to use it as room spray. Like if you want to smell like Fruit Loops, Fruity Rings, you can use this as a spray. And my recommendation, if you want to use it on a body, you might want to lower the percentage from 9% and just bring it down to like 5%, you know, and that would be, you know, better for, you know, body, you know, if you want to use it on your body. But, you know, I don't have a problem with it at 9% or whatever, but everybody's skin is different. So lower the percentage and see how you like it. Okay, so we let this one sit for a while, and as you can see, it's bonded, but it's still a little cloudy. So guys, you know, I gave you the advice for that. I hope this YouTube video was good for you. You can find the recipe, the base, everything you need to make this room spray an amazing journey on my lovely Patreon, guys. I will be posting it on my Patreon right now. So if you click in the link in the description box, it'll take you straight to the Patreon. You join, you will see recipe after recipe after recipe that I will be uploading, because I just opened the Patreon up yesterday. So I'm just gonna keep going and keep going. So you stick with it. You will be excited about the whole library that we will have on there available to you. Okay.